Welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming at you with a video that I have done once before, and you guys seem to really enjoy it because I think you can resonate with me on this. As you guys know, I live in a tiny house and I keep my makeup collection as curated as possible, as organized as possible. So earlier this year I went on kind of like a no buy that I try to extend throughout the year of being more mindful. That's kind of where I come from. If I don't have something in my collection or I need to repurchase something because I've used up something, that's different. But like new makeup, that feels a little like gratuitous. It feels a little too much like, hey, you have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, tone it down, sister. I have been trying to be mindful of that. But this month, as we go into fall, I am seeing so many products that are making me say, oh crap, I do want that. So I'm gonna go through these with you guys and let you know what I'm actually really looking at. I might try to talk myself down in this video as well because a lot of you know I'm trying really hard to keep my eyeshadow palette drawer concise, and you know those talk to me, highlighters do, and certain brands just make me go, take my money. So let's jump into things that are making me say, oh crap, I do want that. If you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, you can follow me right here. Also, I still have a giveaway going that you can find above and below. And if you follow me on Instagram and do a second entry, you can enter there for a boxy charm. That's another video, but I thought I'd plug it anyway because I'm gonna be picking the winner soon. But if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen in my stories, I talked about this palette because this is the volume 3 to a whole new set of ABH palettes. I told you guys in one of my recent videos, the first one, the volume 1 that had more of a purple casing and maybe tone to it, didn't really like make me think, oh gosh, I need you, because I don't generally gravitate to a lot of purple looks. Also, even though we kind of figured out that didn't have a lot of purple looks in it, it was just also huge. It was a huge palette. And I have been reorganizing my makeup drawers over here for like, I feel like weeks on weeks, trying to figure out a way to best organize them. And my eyeshadow palette drawer is just, it's always full and it doesn't ever look properly organized, but whatever. I love makeup and I go into so many different palettes. Like today I am wearing 2 different palettes on my eyes. In case you're curious, it is 2 high-end palettes. This one is the Nastasia Denona. This one is the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette. I am wearing both of these on my eyes today because I have realized I haven't reached into this for a while, but I have been loving this along with a ton of other makeup that I've been loving. But I kind of try to like cycle through stuff so things get pulled around a lot in these drawers. I'm already tangenting because I'm trying to not talk about these products that I kind of want to buy. The volume 3, the volume 2, I feel like I just skipped over. I saw a lot of blues. I'm like, okay, everyone's doing Blue Palooza this year. I'm ready to kind of like look for something else. And why is this palette just staring me in the face? Anastasia, what are you doing to me right now, girl? Because it is tempting me. I feel like the first thing that drew a lot of people in was probably that coral orangey, like first the casing, but then you see these punches of green in there. And okay, this time last year I said yellows in 2019 were gonna be like making an appearance. I'm starting to think greens are gonna be the next wave because we're seeing some random pops of green in various eyeshadow palettes. And this one has like 4 or 5 really beautiful ones. And I actually found a girl on Instagram who rearranges the palettes for you to kind of let you see how many actual colors are you seeing, because when they separate them out throughout the palette, you may be thinking, oh my gosh, this has a lot of greens, or this has a lot of oranges, or this has a lot of blues. But if you start like compartmentalizing them, you realize they're actually, there's more options to it than you'd assume. So I'm gonna go ahead and link her below and show you some of the images she has created here on the screen. I think you can really tell that there are 5-ish green shades here. We've got some yellows, we've got some pinks and oranges, and obviously some neutral shades with a little bit of purple thrown in there. I really think this palette is so pretty. And I've told you, size matters in my palette drawer. That's what I was talking about. Because I do have a few big bulky palettes that are just seemingly getting in the way a lot with the way my makeup is organized. The 3 palettes, if you're curious, in my collection that are constantly a thorn in my side because of their size and trying to keep things organized. And also remember, I have these so they don't get stuck at the bottom under a bunch of other palettes, are these babies. I've got the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadows that I got from a Boxy Luxe that I told you I'm trying to use more this fall because it's not wooing me as much as I had hoped it would when I originally got it. So I'm trying to be mindful of that. I also have this huge Jaclyn Hill palette that I have reached into recently, and I'm like, ooh, these are really pretty. And side note, while I'm thinking about it, thought I should mention, when you have a palette like this that you know you like the formula of, and this one is kind of inconsistent, starting to compare and contrast. Spoiler alert, declutter series coming soon. And also this huge BH Cosmetics Zodiac Love Signs palette. I've told you guys I really like this, and this has some beautiful fall colors. We've got some golds, we've got some purples, we've got some blues, we've got some neutrals, we've got some pinks, we've got a lot of things in here. I really like this palette, but because of the layout, it's ginormous. So I always try to think what I already have in my collection when I'm taking on in my collection. I try not to just throw my money and be like, just give it to me, because we've all been there and we've all done that. I keep thinking I need a place to put this then, and in my space and the way it's organized, I just don't know if I have the room. But it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm already feeling tangenty, as you can tell with just this first product I'm talking about. Who had coffee today? Me. Yellows in this are really pretty, the greens and the corals, and I love all those shades. I don't reach for a ton of greens, but I feel like that might be why I would want to splurge on this, because I don't have the greens in my collection and I'd like to try more greens. This one is really talking to me. So tell me what you're thinking about this Norvina Collection Volume 3 palette, because I am going back to it a lot, actually. Swatches on this sucker are amazing. You get 25 shades and it is $60. So 60 bucks is a big investment for me, in my opinion, because when I did buy like that Jeffree Star palette, I was like, okay, this is an investment. Do I want it? And I did like some research into it, like other looks I could do with it. How did I feel about the glitters in there? All the things. So when I'm looking at this, I try not to be an impulsive purchaser when it comes to that high a dollar and that size of palette. So that's why I'm not jumping on it, but I am marinating in it. I'm thinking about it a ton. I also put this in my Instagram stories and said, oh my gosh, I love this brand. I love so many things from this brand, and it's an inexpensive brand. But I do have to order it from Ulta. I don't have it here at a drugstore. I am talking about Essence. I love their powders, and if you are an oily skin girl, you know powders are essential in your makeup game. Ones I have here are Essence All About Matte Waterproof. This is a fixing compact, and this is the Essence All About Matte fixing powder that is not waterproof. So waterproof, non-waterproof. Sweatproof, non-sweatproof, but it still holds your face together. I was just telling you guys that I am loving my Wet n Wild translucent photo focus powder, but because they're no longer cruelty free, once I use this up, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Essence, you came out with this in a loose powder. What? How did I not know about this? So I absolutely am obsessed. I really, really want this. It's a fixing loose powder. So I'm assuming it's probably the same formula as these babies that I love, but in a loose formula. I need that. I just hope it doesn't do a white cast, because sometimes I can get a bit of a white cast with these, but I have a feeling this is going to be in my collection before the year out. Before the year's out, but maybe next year, because we're gonna see how the skin goes. Somebody actually asked in Essence Cosmetics comments on this post, can this be used on any skin color? And they said yes, with a smiley face. So that tells me there should not be a white cast. I should be able to have some beautiful, not shiny skin with that loose powder. So that is like, I mean, my hand's already in it. Like, I already know Essence isn't expensive. I don't see a price on this at the moment. That line is so inexpensive, I don't even care how much it is. I will more than likely be buying that, as long as it doesn't fall off my radar, which once I use this up, I'm gonna need something. So excited for that. If you're an oily skin girl, did you even know that they were coming out with a loose powder for the All About Matte? If you love the All About Matte, you get the hype of this. I'm excited for a powder. This item just came out from Trend Mood, and I needed to take a deep breath. Let's all count to 10. If you are a lover of Physicians Formula butter bronzers, and if you've tried more of their line, you might get excited as I am, but I'm also trying to reserve my excitement for other reviews before I jump on this. I don't even know if I can though, because it's limited edition. I'm going through the feelings of the makeup splurge right now. This is the ultimate, I can never say this name right, Mumuru Butter Collection. Mamaru. Oh, you know I can't pronounce things. Either way, this is the biggest collection. It has 58 shades and it's limited edition for $39.99. Round that baby up, you know it's 40 bucks plus tax. This has a bronzer palette with 8 shades of butter bronzers in it. A highlighter palette with 7 shades of their highlighters in it. Cheek palette with 7 shades, an eyeshadow palette with 24 shades, a lip palette with 12 shades, and a mirror. Breathe, bring it down, drink some water, cool down. You're getting too excited. The main thing that I was just watching on Trend Moods, she was actually doing this in her stories. The main thing that I was noticing when she did like a little unboxing is how big it is. So it is big and it is heavy. She said it's not crazy big, but I need to keep size in mind. You know I do. The main thing that is stopping me at the moment is the lip. Well, on the size, but also there's a bunch of lip creams in there and they're like in these little pots that remind me of kids makeup in a way, or I remember getting those as a kid and then they weren't comfortable. I didn't like them. I mean, I'm sure Physicians Formula would do them 10 times better, but that's a thought process for me. The size is such a thought process for me too that I am just, oh, but I love this and it's limited edition. So I'm just gonna look into the comments on this because I need to see what other people are thinking. What are they saying? Faith Tantastic said, I'm sure the formula is great, but the packaging is so tacky and hard to store. Yikes. And you guys know that's always my concern too. Trend Mood replied to them, it fits in a drawer. It's not that hard to store, but it is a bit heavy to travel with. But it has it all, so you won't need to carry a lot of other products, which is true. Some people are saying if they get it, they may think about depotting it because those big bulky things that Physicians Formula keeps putting out these special, you know, box collections that we love getting. And I've gotten the highlighters, the bronzers, and a blush from them. Blushes aren't really my favorite. But the hard part is always they do this deep, bulky packaging. And you guys know I don't have room for that. So if I did get it, I'd have to make a commitment to depot. Oh, but is this tempting you in any way? This is tempting me, and I'm going to keep it on my radar a bit longer till I make a decision. You probably already know by the time this video goes up, but as of today, Colourpop is announcing they are putting out eyelashes, fake eyelashes. I'm so excited for that. They're also doing nail art because it looks like they're kind of opening up some new collections and new types of makeup, which is so cool because, you know, Colourpop doesn't sleep as it is. I'm not really interested in the nail art because I go and get my nails done, but they're showing 3 different types of lashes on their Instagram. They're showing Amami, Queenie, and MS. Falsies, false lashes, they're going to be $8. This is making me curious, although I'm very particular about the kind of lash that I like. I don't like it to feel too plasticky where it's hard to apply and then not comfortable to wear long term. So I'm very intrigued with this. I want to hear some reviews. I want to check it out a little bit more. Like I said, as of this moment, they just now announced it, so I am just salivating over the idea that Colourpop could put out some amazing lashes at affordable prices. $8 is not bad for a good fake lash. There are no reviews obviously for this yet because they just announced it. So tell me, I know a lot of people don't like lashes because it's that extra step, it involves glue, but I also know some of you have told me your die-hard secrets to application and long wear with your falsies. Do you think you would give the Colourpop ones a chance? Because they're known for quality products. Just because I love the brand so much, I could see myself doing it. All right, I have to address the palette that you guys know I love eyeshadow palettes that I have not talked about yet on my channel is the So Jaded palette from my beloved Kathleen Lights. I do love her. I love watching her videos. I started watching her videos before I even had my own channel. I did like a new release video and then this dropped like the day before my new video went out, so I was like, I didn't get to talk about it yet. This already was back out of stock. Now it's back in stock, I think, at least as of this moment, and it looks really pretty. Again, I have to keep size in mind, and this isn't something I'd want to depot, so I need to keep that in mind. But kind of like the Jaclyn Hill palette and a few of the other palettes I have, if I love the palette and the quality of the shadows, I always tend to make room for it. So, oh, this one is really speaking to me. The swatches have been looking amazing. I know a lot of you have said, oh my God, I love Colourpop and I love Kathleen. So this is like a collaboration of their dreams. And this is their biggest palette to date and their priciest. This one is $39. It has 30 shades and 1 Super Shock shadow, 2 pressed glitters, 13 metallics, 14 mattes, and a partridge in a pear tree. This has everything, and that is why I'm really, really tempted to get it. And I also love the Colourpop formula, as you know. I have quite a few of their eyeshadow palettes and singles. I also have their highlights. I also have some of their Super Shock shadows. I have a lot from Colourpop that I love, and I always love supporting a brand that I think does a great job. So this one is so tempting to me, even though it's 40 bucks. And for me, something at that price value, I always like still consider it. I look at reviews. I look how much people think they're going to use it before I get it. I'm still really drawn to this palette, but I also love support. I think it's also the thing. I love supporting a good brand, and I love supporting a good YouTuber. You know what I mean? So, oof. Did you already get this? If you did, tell us below. What looks do you love making with it? What are the drawbacks of it? Because I haven't even watched a lot of videos for this yet. I just really want to know more about the real reviews. Like, what do you guys think of this palette? Is it just something I should just get and shut up about? Tell me. Okay, I know all the big influencers already got this in their PR. There's already videos out about it. It's almost like it's too late to talk about it in videos sometimes, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm a real consumer just like you guys, and I'm still eyeballing and kind of drooling now that the reviews are pretty positive about the Urban Decay Honey palette. This one is a $49 Naked Honey palette. I saw this when it was first coming out, and I think I don't even know if I talked about it in a video of a new releases, and I was like, I don't know, maybe kind of not talking to me. Then I was seeing more and more people use it and review it and keep going back to using it when I know their collection's 10 times bigger than mine. And I'm like, is it just because it's got that new makeup palette smell, or is it just that good? And a lot of people are saying they love the shades. The swatches are looking amazing. This is giving me a lot of like, yeah, you could use it in the fall, but you could for sure use this in summer too. You know what I mean? There's other seasons that I think this would be beautiful, or if you dipped into this and other palettes, it would be amazing combinations. Again, for $50, I like to think about stuff like that. And I did declutter my one and only Naked palette earlier this year. I had the Naked 2 that I just never reached for, and I had a new neighbor who was really wanting to get into makeup, and she wanted to surprise her husband with a beautiful smoky, light smoky-eyed look. So I gave her that palette, and she was so appreciative. But this is a palette that I keep seeing, and I keep seeing people put on their Instagram posts and in their YouTube videos and saying they keep loving it and reaching for it. And that's when I know something is more than just a moment in time fresh release. It's when people keep using it. So I'm pretty sure a few of you told me on Instagram that you got this palette. Are you still loving it? What are the drawbacks of this palette? Does it really only feel one note, or are you really seeing a variety of eye looks you can make with it? Because that one is really pretty and really talking to me. And I've heard people wishing that that's what the Colourpop yellow palette, the Oh Honey palette for was that one just called the Honey palette? They were really wanting that yellow palette to be more like that, but obviously, you know, Colourpop is way cheaper. It's like, what, 12 bucks for that palette, which I'm still thinking about too, but that's a different topic entirely. Guys, these are all of the things that right now I am thinking, oh crap, I do want that. And I'm trying to really decide what should I bring into my makeup collection, because I don't just take it lightly. And I know you see a lot of other YouTubers out here on this platform being like, oh, bye, bring it on, and then I'll just declutter it or whatever. But I really try to be mindful before I bring anything in, because I don't like wasting money, and I also don't like wasting space. I really want to get use out of my makeup. I want to enjoy everything that is in my collection. So I am a bit more mindful that way. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you happen to be new to my crazy little channel, hi new friends, I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I do every single week. Bye friends!